Social media can be an amazing thing. It can also be very cruel. I've been involved with Christian rock and Christian metal. It's almost 50 years now. It's a long time. I've had a lot of hate mail. I've had a lot of people that have not liked what I've done, people that like things on the more conservative side. Never been very conservative, except doctrinally. And one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever gotten was from Chuck Swindoll, who told me to quit reading my mail. Have somebody else read it for me, which was great advice, and that helped a lot because it just wiped me out all the time. All the hate mail. And hate mail from who? From Christians. Still get it. Still get a lot of it. And I've learned to be a little thicker skinned through the years, especially now that I answer a whole lot of my own mail. I can't get to all of it, but I try to get to a whole lot of it. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, so you know, I have over 50,000 friends on Facebook, and then all the other social medias too. It's getting up there. Now, those are the people that are friends, not just the people that read. There's a lot more than that. So when people send messages, I do the best I can to answer them, to talk to them. I love that. I love it that you write to me, and I really try to answer everything personally. I may not get to it the first day, and sometimes the first week, but I'll get to it. I have a lot of bands that are posting on my Facebook pages. I feel like they feel like it's a great place to promote the band, which is true. It probably is. I have multiple Facebook pages because if you have a fan page or a like page, whatever that is, you can't see anybody's personal information. And to me, that's a big deal. So every time a Facebook page gets full and they have a 5,000 friend limit, I start another one, and they're all exactly alike. But I have to look one page and the next page and the next page, and I have to monitor a whole lot of pages. A lot of pages. There's a lot of them now. And when bands post, it kind of clutters things to the point where people can't find my podcasts and stuff, and that's what I use it for. I don't look on other people's pages. I don't read a lot of things on Facebook. I just don't have time. And when bands post, if I have time, I'll listen to something, but usually I just hide it from the timeline or whatever it takes to, to clear it off so people can find what they're looking for. I love bands, by the way. That's what I do. But there's just so many. And I want to give you an example of kind of what goes down sometimes. I had a guy that posted evidently one of his band things, and I didn't respond right away. And he was angry, and I told him that I hadn't seen it or that I can't see it. I explained to him what I just explained to you. And he said, I thought it would be nice to send you some good Christian music. Evidently, it didn't matter to you. Makes me really wonder about you, like either you're not looking on the same page or you didn't look at all. And I wonder if you're one of those people that just tell people what they want to hear using the gospel to your liking or what. I used to think more of you, and now I'm not so sure what to think. So I wrote back to him and I explained once again, that I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't remember if I said send it again or whatever, but I was cordial and said, I tried to explain why I didn't see it and why we do this. And he said, no, there is no misunderstanding. It's right there on the first page, 3 songs I sent to you, but don't bother looking. It was very easy for me to find it. I've had my music ministry longer than you've been alive. I don't think that's true. I don't think he knows that much about me. I'm not young. Don't preach to me about how you're so great because you help so many people. Feeding people that are hungry is good, but just feeding people that come because they know they can get drunk and then keep coming back because uh, they can enable them, getting them to quit drinking is the better thing to do, assuming that all the homeless people are drunk, which is absolutely not true. Um, wow. Don't just feed them, teach them how to fish, and they can feed themselves if they can find a job. But I know you're just going to keep preaching about how you save all these people and do all these great things. You're not humble. I leave you with this. I wish you well and hope you do better with some than you have done with me. And I began to write him back and realized that he had unfriended and blocked me, and that was the end of it. I get these all the time. And can I tell you how really frustrating it is to me when people simply don't understand? Um, if you're listening, if you're the person that wrote this, please don't bother sending me your music. If this is your attitude, I'm really not interested, honestly. Um, we jump on things and we judge things way too quickly, way too quickly. He judged me really quickly without even listening to what I was trying to tell him, but that's typical of a lot of people. Why am I sharing this with you today? Well, for two reasons. First of all, to vent. But secondly, folks, we assume so many things about each other without even knowing each other. We assume another person's heart without knowing their heart. We assume their actions and we miss things. And we presume that they're doing things that, that hurt us or that aren't right. And maybe there's another explanation. He doesn't walk in my shoes, so honestly, he doesn't know what it's like to have so many pages and try to get to everybody, honestly. But even more than that, folks, seems so typical of so many churches and so many Christians today. We're so quick to judge. We're so quick to kind of stab people in the back spiritually. And we're so quick to assume things about each other that just aren't true. I hope you're not one of those. I say on this podcast that the most important thing we can always do is love, love, love. Love God, love each other, love you. And that's the bottom line with everything. If we spend a little more time loving and a little less time judging, wow, we could turn this world upside down. Because there's a lot of Christians in this world. Right now, the frustrating thing for me is all I see is a whole lot of Christians with a whole lot of judgment. And it seems like they're all posting on Facebook. God bless you. Have a great day.